Namaskaram and a warm welcome to all those who are joining us at the Isha Yoga Center and online from around the world. Tonight's Darshan is an opportunity to spend New Year's Eve with Sadhguru and ring in 2025 with clarity and joy. On the cusp of a new year, let's take a moment to look back on the major happenings of the year gone by. We will begin with a glimpse of Sadhguru's and Isha Foundation's activities in 2024.
What are you hoping to see more of in 2024?
To see that we have a plan, that we as individuals not become a psychological problem to ourselves and to the world around us. The science of yoga has all the tools to make this happen. Every one of you should live this way, create well-being for yourself and all life upon this planet. The consecration part, it's been a very intense process, has been on for last 40 days. We'll empower these two forms with these consecrated lingas. All this is an effort to see that when survival is not at all a problem for anybody, if we have a spiritual fire running in every human being, we will increase this percentage of people who do wonderful things.
So many people here in Australia will come to you to see you.
Not too many, just about 8,000 I think.
That's quite a lot.
People touching you, people crying, people yearning to be near you. That's a pretty powerful gift. Why do you feel that people desire so strongly to be within your presence?
Whether they're seeking education or wealth or money or relationships or whatever, essentially they're looking for some sense of fulfillment. So when they find a way, that way can only be inward. When you see it's so simple, well, it overwhelms them. Because what's happening within me is way bigger than anything that the world can offer. If you give me the whole world, I won't make a deal. And every human being is capable of this. Samyama is here, not another place to go, not another state to attain. It's just a natural outcome of life.
Hey, what are you doing in the morning?
A yogi, a mystic, a visionary, someone who has broken the internet several times before, 4.5 billion views on YouTube.
This responsibility of being an influencer, you must understand, to be able to influence means that in some way you are able to twist or turn somebody's life. I thought everybody is standing in a line because there's a film actress.
You're the biggest star here to do it.
Come.
So you play golf, you dance, you sing. What gives you the most joy?
Whether I'm doing something or not doing something, I'm joyful by nature.
With the active help and blessings of Sadhguru, we were able to achieve our desired stated objective of training 10,000 soldiers and the family personals in Hatha Yoga.
All ready for Mahashivratri?
Yes,
Hello, microphone testing. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Well, 30 years ago, the Shivaratri night we were little over 70 people, and here we are after 30 years as probably the largest event on the planet.
This is a rare moment of my life, an absolute privilege and honor to be part of Mahashivratri celebrations.
Leaders who keep their personal well-being aside for people's welfare. This is Rama, a constant striving to improve oneself, to be able to serve better every moment of your life. That is Rama. And if leaders aspire to become this, there shall be Rama Rajya. Here we are driving from Bangalore to Coimbatore, but I'm in the these parts of Mysore that are very familiar to me. Essentially, profound passion towards everything, an absolute dispassion towards oneself. I want you to understand, we are this sort of people who throw away our lives for small things. Many times it's happened, for little things I've thrown away my life. It's yo-yoed back to me, because my partner doesn't want me dead yet. June, if she was here, Vijay would be 60 years old. So, we're making some payasam for all the people who were in the ashram at that time and who knew Vijay very well.
How are you, Sadhguru, from the time you are back to ashram?
See, without a brain, I'm doing quite fine, isn't it? I'm doing well. Now back on my feet. You will be surprised how quickly I'll be everything that I can do. Here we are, just towards the end of October, last week of October, and sun is setting sooner and sooner. It's over 20,000 acres of land, and we want to build a whole city, which is a conscious city or a yogic city where people will live with a spiritual focus. It could accommodate 25 to 30,000 people in 6 to 8 years' time. This is not a real estate project, this is part of Conscious Planet project. Buddy, in this weather, Illusion or ignorance is a consequence of illusory nature of your perception. So, what should I do, Sadhguru, what should I do? When there is a guru around you, when there is a Sadhguru around you, you should just work on your intensity, rest can be done. This is the first brainless ride.
Dreaming with force, Dreamforce. Sadhguru, thank you for coming to Dreamforce for the first time. Great to be with you. Thank you so much for being here with me.
On behalf of Canada India Foundation, I have come to express my heartfelt gratitude for you to accepting Global Indian of the Year award.
And anyway, thank you for the contribution that the award is making. We have already dedicated that to Kaveri Calling. Soil degradation is a serious thing, but no talk about it. Only in the last 2 COPs we've been pushing for it, and at least we're talking about a green world. When we say green world, we're thinking of more green leaf, because every fresh green leaf that we put is one small step towards climate mitigation. Will I be the first Gagan Yatri? Dr. Sam. Here we are. For sure, winter's here, man in the wilderness. Well, my body is pretty well adjusting to the new temperatures. I'm very comfortable with these temperatures, which are sub-zero. But it's time to come back to the warm bosom of Bharat. I'm leaving tomorrow. Wonderful to be here once again with all of you. The only thing that could make a difference for the world is human consciousness. If human beings rise, all the tools that we have in our hands will be fantastic tools. Let's make it happen. Thank you for the love, care, everything that you have given. Like as per the medical prognosis, they said, that time of course they thought they lost me. But after that also, they thought there'll be faculty loss, there'll be cognition loss and everything. But I'm 100% back.
5 states, over 35,000 villages, nearly 5,000 teams and 5,000 matches. It's truly been a one-of-its-kind sporting festival.
Very important, we produce generations of people who are full-fledged human beings, physically, mentally, emotionally, spiritually. Next year, we're launching what is called as Miracle of Mind. If we can have 3 billion people on the planet close their eyes for 15 minutes, miracles will happen in human societies. Please be a part of it and let's make this happen. Let's create a wonderful you and a wonderful world. Thank you very much.
வாழ்வின் மர்மம் தெளிந்திடவே என்னை உன்னில் இணைத்தாயோ இத்தனை கருணை எதுக்கையா நான் உனதென்றழைத்தாயோ வாழ்வின் மர்மம் தெளிந்திடவே என்னை உன்னில் இணைத்தாயோ மழை துளியாய் நுகர்ந்த பூமியைப் போல் என் உள்ளத்தை நனைத்தாயோ அளவில்லா அன்புடன் பூக்களினால் என் சுவாசத்தை நிறைத்தாயோ இத்தனை கருணை எதுக்கையா இத்தனை கருணை எதுக்கையா இத்தனை கருணை எதுக்கையா இத்தனை கருணை எதுக்கையா கோரிக்கை வேறொன்றில்லை ஐயா உன் பார்வை ஒன்றே போதுமையா என்ன தவங்கள் நான் பல செய்தேனோ உன் தோற்றம் என் வாழ்வில் நிகழ்ந்ததையா கோரிக்கை வேறொன்றில்லை ஐயா உன் பார்வை ஒன்றே போதுமையா என்ன தவங்கள் நான் பல செய்தேனோ உன் தோற்றம் என் வாழ்வில் நிகழ்ந்ததையா இந்த ஜகத்தினில் ஒளியே நீ ஐயா அந்த ஒளியினில் துளியாய் நான் ஐயா உன் சரணங்கள் அடைந்தேன் நான் சுவாமி என் உயிரின் அடைக்கலம் நீ ஐயா இத்தனை கருணை எதுக்கையா இத்தனை கருணை எதுக்கையா இத்தனை கருணை எதுக்கையா நான் உனதென்றணைத்தாயோ வாழ்வின் மர்மம் தெளிந்திடவே என்னை உன்னில் இணைத்தாயோ இத்தனை கருணை எதுக்கையா நான் உனதென்றணைத்தாயோ வாழ்வின் மர்மம் தெளிந்திடவே என்னை உன்னில் இணைத்தாயோ
जय 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 महादेव जय 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 महादेव शिव शंकर आदि अनंत शिव शंकर आदि अनंत जय 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 महादेव जय 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 महादेव Namaskaram. Namaskaram. Oh. Can I read a poem too?
When I speak to each one of you, huh? You think I'm talking to… a kind of a confession poem, okay? I'm not love. I'm not love, nor am I compassion. I'm just life, life in its fullest. Open yourself and look at life. All that is life, and you shall need no teachings of love or compassion. Open yourself and look at life, and all that is life. You shall need no teachings of love or compassion. As the very way you are, held in the bosom of the earth, as the very way you are held in the bosom of the earth is love unconditional. The way the planet is held in the limitless cosmos is infinite compassion. The way the planet is held in the limitless cosmos is infinite compassion. The soil that you walk upon is your sustenance. The air that you cannot see is your life breath. The soil that you walk upon is your sustenance. The air that you cannot see is your life breath. Do you need lessons in love and compassion? Just drop your drama and become life. So a lot of drama is going to happen all over the world today about a new year is coming. Well, all physical things, whether it's a home or an automobile or a man or woman or anything for that matter, we have to keep time because they all have expiry date. If there was no expiry date for you, there was no need for New Year celebration. You're perpetual. Why do you need to bother? How many years have gone by? Let it go a million years, what is the problem? Because there is an expiry date. These days we are not using this word for human beings, otherwise the days of Indian postal system when we had only telegram, grandfather expired. They don't use that word anymore. So, counting time or marking time rather has a certain significance, but we should not overdo it. No, Sadhguru, New Year is coming, we must… I see on the news channels saying, we have to welcome the New Year. God damn it, it'll anyway come, huh? Time is not waiting for you. Time is one thing that is not waiting for you. If you say stop, it will not stop. If you say go fast, it'll not go fast. It's just rolling for all of us at the same pace. You like it, you don't like it, it goes at the same pace. You're joyful, you're miserable, same. You're doing something very important, you're lazing around, same. You're joyful or miserable, same. Always, time is rolling. Most ruthless thing on the planet is time. You simply sit here, not knowing what to do, what shall I do, what shall I do, what is the best thing to do in my life, what is the best thing to do in my life? And your funeral they were organizing. Hey, it's not yet time. Not like that. Time doesn't seek your permission, it rolls. Well, the wheel of time, you have a choice, either to ride this wheel and make life into a fantastic process, or be crushed by this wheel. The process of time is crushing certain people. The same process of life is elevating people. See, 1 year gone by means you're lighter by 1 year, isn't it great? Hello? 1 less year to live. Hello? No takers. Because, Sadhguru, but in fear or joy, you anyway die. Sadhguru, at least on the New Year's Eve, don't say these things. No, I'm giving you an option, either to be crushed by the wheel of time or to ride it. Adiyogi Shiva is referred to as Mahakala. That means one who kills time, one who is beyond time. Kala means time. Mahakala is one who is risen beyond the wheel of time. How do you rise? You know, because New Year is coming, hello? Tell me, New Year is coming? No, say that, huh? New Year is coming. So we will sit here till morning 6 o'clock till the sun rises. Yes. No, then first this will protest, then this will protest, then so many things. Because body is made up of its own cycles. Even if you don't look at the clock, the body has its own clock. Your bladder has its own clock. Your thirst has its own clock. Your sleep has its own clock. They will all play, even if you switch off your… clock means phone, all right. So to ride time, to ride the wheel of time and to make life into an ecstatic process, in some way, if not absolutely, at least in a little way, you must be little above the body, a little more than the body. If you become something more than the body, time is irrelevant. As I have told you many times, right now, you're sitting here, suppose you did not have a body. We sit here for 1,000,000 New Years, what is the problem? Only body, isn't it? So all physical things are cyclical in nature. Human body is definitely. So is an atom, so is the planet, so is the cosmos. Everything that is physical is cyclical in nature. If you don't give yourself a little into the place where you're above physicality, then time rules you and time will crush you. Even if your life is well organized, time will still crush you. This is why. Say, when you were children, you were bubbling with joy. Slowly, as you became better educated, hello? When you were 5, you could hardly write ABC. You got better educated, you earned money, you built wealth, you have family, you have many possessions in the world, but your face become like this. This is because the wheel of time is crushing you. So what is it that you can do? You shouldn't ask that question, because I have given you so many tools. Different one of you, from the 7-year-olds to the 78-year-olds who are here, I have given you tools how to climb to that place where time shall not crush you, but you shall ride the wheel of time. Very important, because your life, the fundamental fulcrum of your life is in time. In Tamil language, if somebody dies, if you don't like that person, if you hate that person, sattita. Otherwise, if it is somebody dear to you, kalamaitam. That means the time got over. Perfect description. Time got over, that's all that happened, isn't it? Just time got over. So, I think I'm working with somebody to put a digital version of the old hourglass. You know the old hourglass? No, I'm not talking about women, all right, hourglass. Where sand will be continuously slipping down, because when you see, you can see time is getting over. These things don't give you that sense, they're just going round and round and round. So what? If sand is going away, I said, on their phones, we will create a digital hourglass where every day when they look at it, time is slipping away. We can set it at, let us say, whatever their age, we set it at 80. If you look at your hourglass, you know how much of it is gone. Every day, it's slipping. It would give a better picture that time is running away. Time is running away. That's what New Year means, but we want to celebrate. Why not? Because we are lighter by 1 year. How nice! The burden of 80 years now has come down. Much less to carry. Nice, isn't it? Nah. Oh. In this civilization, we never looked at this as a new year, but this is a time of celebration. The entire Margali is celebration. As you know, at least in Chennai, it's supposed to happen everywhere, but right now, only in Chennai, in a few suburbs it's going on. It's a music festival for 1 whole month. Music, dance, art, all kinds of things. Full day, morning to evening. It's the only place on the planet where there are over 16,000 concerts in about 40 days. Yeah, but most people in Tamil Nadu do not know about this. That's the best part. And we introduce so many things, people will… all the village ladies, I'm saying village ladies because only they have retained some aspects of Bharat civilization. City has gone to California. Not yet gone to San Francisco, fortunately, but going there. So you will see women coming out and putting geometric designs in front of their house, every day different things, called kolam in Tamil Nadu, rangole in the rest of the country. Because these are all instruments of celebration. During Margali, there is morning music. In most places it was there, now only in a few temples it's happening. We are seeing how to revive it in these villages, early morning, 6 o'clock. I think some of our Samskriti children went about doing some music. This needs to come back because this is the time of the year when there is a little bit of a slowdown. Because in the northern hemisphere, it is the winter time, everything slows down because the sun's influence in the northern hemisphere has come to the minimum. When it comes to the minimum, life gets slow. If you do not know this, all life, including you, are solar powered. Hello? Sadhguru, where's my panel? All life on this planet is solar powered, including yourself. So if sun's influence on the planet goes down, all life slows down. It's happening in your system. And also, there is a genetic memory somewhere deep inside us which tells us we should hibernate. If you live as a very biological being, this instinct will be strong. If you're little more than your biology, then this influence will be less. So to overcome this, it is an established fact that number of people who are going into depressive moods during winter time in the Western countries or temperate nations where temperatures are cold and their activity becomes less, and above all, the influence of sun has become low. That means battery charging has become little low, so naturally everything goes into a low mode. So a lot of people get depressive. Here, being conscious, instead of being depressive, we brought a lot of devotion into people, meditativeness, activity, music, art, so that instead of being depressed, we became devoted, more devoted during Margali, lot more devotion. One thing is the influence of the sun, another thing is a deeply hidden genetic instinct which wants to go into hibernation. This is a time of the year that, particularly in this part of the world, where clearly they were told that a woman should never conceive in Margali because that conception will lead to slow growth. Slow growth may mean two things, may come out as a dud or may mature into something tremendous possibility. Both are there, but they didn't want to risk it, so they said Margali month, no conception, so that we don't mess up life. So this is the time of the year that we have shifted from Dakshinayana to Uttarayana. That means from toil of whether it is agriculture or spiritual process, from sadhana and work to harvest. Harvest means bounty, harvest means life at its best. So naturally there is celebration. Now as you know, Makar Sankranti is coming. You must be there on that day in Bangalore because it's a big event there. We are also installing what is called as Mahashula, 54 feet tall Trishul, one of its kind, consecrated, fully consecrated and ready. It will go up and it is on a stone chariot. You can go and move it. Yeah, it's on a chariot, you can move it. Wheels will roll. So there is sadhana around it, there are many aspects, but the important thing is the Margali gets over, then suddenly life begins to once again pulsate because the sun's influence starts moving towards the northern hemisphere. You heard the famous story of Bhishma, who was to die in the Kurukshetra war. He was shot up badly with arrows, of course, there was no automatic weapons. So he was shot up with lot of arrows. So literally when he fell, he was like on a bed of arrows. In that condition, he held on to his life because he did not want to die in Dakshinayana. He held on till it moved on to Uttarayana because this is the time you can harvest. There are any number of sages and saints who left like this at this time. So there are important events coming up as a part of that. One is the Taipusam or the Dhanya Paurnami. Dhanya means the fulfilled one. It is a time of fulfillment. So if you've done a lot of sadhana, this is the time, if not ultimate harvest, at least you can take the cream off and have the sweetness of what you have done. So we are heading towards that time. So it is a celebration time. Most of the celebration in your life, whether you're going to get a job, or you're going to get married, or you're going on a vacation, something, whatever, the anticipation of what wonderful things you will have is always better than having it. Isn't it? So, in anticipation of a good harvest, if you've done good work, in anticipation of good harvest, celebration starts. But it also happens to be the New Year's Day as per the Western calendar, which originally based in the modified version of the Egyptian calendar. In the Egyptian calendar, the winter solstice, which we just passed, was seen as the rise of the new sun, the rising of the new sun. So somebody conveniently, maybe with us, it works for people, I don't care what, they just change the spelling, S-U-N to S-O-N. And they said the rise of the sun, and it became Christmas and New Year and the season of festivities. It doesn't matter how, somehow, for every part of the world, for all population in Northern Hemisphere, this part of the year is significant. In this significance, to bring to your awareness, Makara Sankranti, Dhanya Purnami, which is on 11th of February, and Mahashivratri are three significant events. Make use of these three because they're all coming close up this time. And as far as the New Year is concerned, as per the Hindu calendar, it is Ugadi, sometime end of March, I think, this time. In Tamil Nadu, little bit of change because of calendar calculations, and it is in the first or second week of April. In Kerala, it's the Vishu or the Onam. So small differences, but all in this period, because this is also beginning of the springtime. In the northern part of the country is Bhaikashi or Vaikashi, so everything is there, concentrated. So you must understand, this is not just a cultural phenomena, there is a certain astronomical and geographical or geological phenomena, that there is a certain aspect of nature which is playing at this time and we want to make the best use of it. So, no problem whether you celebrate your New Year on 25th or 22nd of December, 25th of December, 1st of January, 14th of January or whatever. It doesn't matter. The important thing is to understand there is a certain situation in the planet, and planet has influence. How much it influences you depends on how physically identified you are. If you're identified with your body very heavily, then you're just a piece of the planet. So naturally, she has immense influence on you. If you keep your body little away from yourself, then her influence is very minimal. But even if it's minimal, why not make use of it? Every help that comes your way in your journey, you must make use of it. There is no problem about that. So the time, this happened. A husband and wife and the wife's mother were living in one house because the mother-in-law or the wife's mother was old. And one day, she was walking by and they had a big grandfather clock and it fell on her and she died. The wife called the husband, who was on a sales store somewhere, and she said, "You know what? The clock fell on my mother and she died. Just 1 minute, if she was late, she could have saved herself." Then the husband said from the other side, "Oh, I always knew that damn clock was slow." So, it's very important that we understand that if we do not know how to ride the time, slowly our mental faculties will start going crazy, which is happening at a scale that you can't believe right now, that in most affluent countries, in poorer countries, people may be dying because of economic hardship and various other pressures sometimes. But in well-to-do countries where there is a lot of wealth and citizens are well taken care of, for example, in United States in 2023, they have had nearly over 100,000, nearly 109,000 suicides. That's not fair, because to move from poverty to affluence, either for an individual person or a society or a nation, there is lot of struggle, there is lot of push and pull. All kinds of things are done to get there. But after getting there, all you can do is either mentally freaked out or you want to kill yourself. That's not fair for all the other people who are struggling. Nearly 800 million people are supposed to be still suffering from hunger on this planet. When that is the case, well-fed people want to kill themselves is very insulting for all the others. Hello? No, Sadhguru, you don't understand what's happening to me. See, in this culture, if you go to the village, nobody will ask you, how are your stocks doing? Did you buy a new car? No. They will ask, "Saptingla?" That means, have you eaten? Because the simple understanding is, if you've eaten, what the hell problem can you have? If you have not eaten, there is a problem here. If you have eaten, the only other problem is you don't know how to handle your mind. You're creating your own problems. If you have not eaten, it's an external problem, we need to deal with it. But if you've eaten and you're miserable, oh, you're not eaten. Even I have not. It's okay. No eat, it's equal, isn't it? Children, is it okay? If you have eaten, the only other problem is yourself. You are causing your own problems, self-invented problems. You may call it whatever you want. Essentially, you do not know how to handle your own intelligence. That's all that's happened. And it's becoming a mega problem. When I was in United States, we had a conversation with the Surgeon General of United States. He's the top health official in the country. He is saying that 1 in 3 people, no, 1 in 2, that is 50% of America is feeling lonely. If you're sitting with somebody and you're feeling lonely, what the hell is happening to the other guy? I want to know. You must understand, loneliness is the incubation period for mental illness. You are trying to get there. And if you work hard, you will succeed. And this loneliness, according to the doctors, they're saying feeling lonely, the volume of health damage that it creates in the body and mind is equivalent to 15 cigarettes a day. If you're smoking 15 cigarettes a day, how much damage it would cause to you? That much damage it will cause if you simply sit here and feel lonely. Lonely does not mean you're alone. You can sit among 1,000 people and still feel lonely. You can be within your family and still feel lonely. You can be among friends and still feel lonely. So loneliness is not a social situation, It's a psychological situation. And loneliness is of time. If you sit here, if in your experience time does not roll, you become lonely. Suppose nobody is there, just you, but something you got engaged with. The day went off like that. You don't feel lonely. If the time doesn't roll in your experience, you become lonely. You must understand loneliness is of time. The most important thing for this is to maintain a certain level of exuberance in your life energies. Always people are trying to fix their life by changing their attitudes because tonight a lot of people are going to take resolutions. I will never fight with you, husband will say to wife. She will say, how will you not fight with me? And then who will you fight with? Fight starts. Like this, people are taking resolutions which will be broken in no time, or if you keep it, with great difficulty they keep it. No, don't take any resolutions. If you make this life very exuberant, if it is bubbling with energy, you will never feel lonely. And above all, your body, your mind, your emotion will get mopped up and you can put it where you want. Right now, they're spilling all over the place because energies are not intense. This is why in yoga, sadhana, 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 because many of you YouTube lovers, no, you love me, that's why you're on the YouTube, I understand, but it's okay. No, I'll come to the I love you business. I already read the poem, all right? Because you know, in 2024 now, today's account is on all the mediums together, I think. Our video views are 5.6 billion, B. Hey, what? The world's population is 8.4. No, this is not all unique views, this is the number of views. Unique viewers are approximately 1.6 to 1.7 billion. It's about quarter of the adult population. But my time is running out and I'm only 25%. Shouldn't I be scared? Hello? If when you were in school, you got 25 marks in mathematics, won't you be scared to go home? 42 years ago, I told him, I'll get the whole population, and only 25%. And this year I almost conked off. What to do? Let's celebrate that, because as I've told you sometimes, maybe not here, it's my blessing that everybody should die a failure. What? Because you set up childish goals in your life. ஒரு சொந்த வீடு பண்ணிக்கணும். You understand what I'm saying? I must build my own house. This is their life's ambition. You come for a few years and you disappear. What is your own house? You need a good house to live, fine with me. Somebody wants it, it's even better. No, I must have my own house. This is the only thing that's painful in my life is, I don't have my own house. Well, you want a particular kind of house, nobody else built that kind of house, so you want to build your own, fine with me. But the ownership business is a big problem. You know, people refer to themselves as householders. How do you say that? House holds you, it's okay. You are holding the house. We build a house so that it can hold us, protect us a little bit, give us some comfort, but you are a householder. That means you can't go anywhere. So these kind of silly goals you keep and you manage to build a house and you are fulfilled. We know what fulfillment you have. When the tax bill comes, we know what happens. Even if a neighbor's child comes and scratches on the wall, we know what happens. So if you set up such silly goals, you will die a successful man or woman. If you set up something, if you look at your human potential and see what you want to do, you will die a failure because it'll take lifetimes to complete that work. So it's my wish that all of you should die as failures, but blissful failures. I am condemned to die a failure, but you will see I will die blissfully. Well, last 1 year, physically there's been boo, I went and banged my head here and there. So, got into emergency situations and I'm supposed to be in a very serious condition, and I was. My median had moved 11.5 millimeters. Doctors had told me, if you reach 12 millimeters, it's fatal. So I just went to the edge, still 0.5 millimeters were there. I went at the right time for the surgery. And in the hospital, all these, young women who are there as nurses, they're all following me in the YouTube or whatever, Instagram or whatever. And then only 2 or 3 are needed for the surgery, about 8 of them are around me. And all of them, at last they got Sadhguru here. With a big smile on their faces, they're looking at me. So one is poking for my anesthesia, and then I looked up and said, don't smile like this when I come out of this anesthesia, because then I will think I'm on the other side. Don't smile so much. And then boom, I went off. So, I'm saying, time, New Year is a reminder of time. Time is life. Time is space also. This is the only civilization which has recognized this. Kala means time, Kala means space. Because time and space are not separate in its ultimate existence. Because people don't know how to handle their loneliness. Even if this has become a standard pickup line in many parts of the world today, if somebody wants to approach somebody, a man wants to approach a woman, first thing he says is, shall I buy you a drink? Because without a drink, nothing will happen. So without little intoxication, without being little that, you're uptight like a rock. You have to be loosened, only with alcohol or drug. To what extent means? Some of the studies show that 85 to 95% of the currency notes, dollar notes which are circulating in United States have traces of cocaine on it. Can you beat that? 85 to 95% of the currency notes have traces of cocaine in it. In London city, 99% of the currency notes which are pound sterling have traces of cocaine in it. You can imagine what is the level of usage. As people become more and more mentally unstable and start feeling lonely, then the only way out is alcohol and drugs. And once you go into this, there are a whole lot of people who have had many arguments with me, they're quoting from this guy and that guy. I said, you say what you want. I know what happens to you when you do certain things. One big thing is the marijuana. But it's a plant. So is datura, why don't you have it? Everything comes from a plant or the planet. Have you found any food or any poison that came from elsewhere? Everything came from the planet, sometimes in the form of a plant, or most of the time in the form of a plant. Now certain universities in UK have made elaborate studies and they're clearly showing if you are under the influence of marijuana for 3 to 5 years, for sure your intellectual faculties and your memory, your decision-making is seriously affected and you are a top candidate for dementia, Alzheimer's and various other things are outcome of these things. So no more any argument, but they will still argue. See, if you do something, at least you don't have to tell lies to yourself. You want to drink poison, like Shiva, has he turned blue? He drank poison. And if you want to drink poison, you drink, it's your choice, after all it's your life. But don't tell yourself when you're drinking poison, you don't tell yourself, I am drinking amrita or the elixir of life. At least you tell yourself you're drinking poison. And still you want to drink. Your choice, what can anybody do? Because can anybody enter your life and stop you wherever you are? No. They can make laws and try to make it less available. No law has ever managed to stop anything. It makes it less available. When, one person from America became very famous after he came to India, and that is Dr. Ramadas. You heard of him? He came to India driving his Land Rover Defender all the way from Europe. And he had heard of Neem Karoli Baba. He went to him, and Neem Karoli is this kind, eyeballs in the brains. Then Ramdas is experimenting, or so he thinks. In a university at that time, Harvard University was full of professors. Now students are on it, but again professors are going on it, I heard. Lot of professors are now experimenting with drugs, fentanyl and this and that. At that time, professors were full on with LSD experimentation. Then when they saw the disaster that it caused, the professors withdrew or they were fired. Students also withdrew, but some continued. Once again, it's on an upsurge. So when Ramdas came to Neem Karoli Baba, he said, see, I have something which is better than rolling your eyeballs. Neem Karoli Baba asked, oh, what is that? So Ramdas put his hand in his pocket and pulled out handful of LSD. Said, this. He said, give it to me here. So he put all that LSD. Neem Karoli Baba looked at it, put it in his mouth, all of it, and drank water. Ramdas said, it'll kill you, because that much will kill. One you're supposed to take, he took the whole handful. But he sat there, nothing happened, he walked around, nothing happened. Then Ramdas thought maybe it's not in those days, if the LSD is pure, it was called pure shit. oh, maybe this is not pure shit. Very descriptive. So, then when he saw this LSD does nothing to him, the same stock he took it and boom, he was gone. Then he became his disciple, then he went back, things happened in America, he passed away recently, I think. Why I'm telling you this is, this human body is the most refined product of this planet. You may not be behaving that way, that's your choice. But this is the most refined product. In this, the highest level of everything is here. Whatever you want is here. If you activate intoxication, there is intoxication, awareness, there is awareness, ecstasy, there is ecstasy, everything is there. Nothing need to be stimulated from outside. And whatever you experience anyway happens in your body. So this possibility has to be explored. So I'm telling you, I'm not spoiling your party, all the youth in the country, in case you're watching. This new year, 2025, you can enter without external intoxication, just the joy of being alive, the exuberance of being alive. Because the greatest thing that's happening to you right now is life, nothing else. Everything else is just frills. The only real thing that's happening is life, and that's all there is. Now, but people are telling you, our art, music, cinema, and of course, the older generations have always telling you, suffering makes you profound. All the best, not for me. How many of you want to suffer and become profound? We have some instruments here, we can arrange it for you. This happened. One day, a man came home and the wife was breathless and she said, "You know what happened?" "Ennachu theriyuma?" Hey, how many of you Tamil are? Mr. Tony, who lives in our neighborhood, he died. And he was just married only for 10 weeks. The husband said, "Well, that it is good that at least he did not suffer too long." So, if you think the only way you will become profound is, don't do this, I'm telling you. But it's very simple, you don't have to wait for your husband, wife, mother-in-law, enemy, somebody else to come and do something to you. You can take a pin and poke it. Lot of suffering. Hello, just a pin. If it doesn't work, a nail. Hello? Yes or no? A pin will do or you need a nail? Pin will do. If you want to suffer, there are so many ways, but you want to? Anyway, recently, I'm not supposed to say this, but you know what to do, I'm like this. Recently, the present Pope said, there is no hell. That's celebration, come on. That means you don't need suffering to become profound. Profoundness comes because your experience of life transcends your physiological and psychological process, which cannot be profound because body is an accumulation of only this much, this much earth. I'm so sorry, I was looking at the children, you know. Mind is an accumulation of just this much. However intelligent you think you are, however knowledgeable you think you are, what you have gathered is a minuscule. So these two things can never be profound. Your thought, your emotion, your physical experiences are the surface of life. If you have found some beauty in the experiences of the body and the mind, then you must dig deeper for sure. On the surface, if there is so much, there must be something fantastic beyond that. So turning inward means just this. Yesterday somebody was asking me, well, I was just telling them that, you know, after the second surgery some complications happened and my organ failure started, all organs began to collapse some way. And for some time, for about an hour and a half, they really thought they lost me. Then when I'm still conscious, but you know, I'm not able to speak, I just notice from every cell in my body, it seems to be seeping away and it feels quite comfortable. But then I knew, whoa, going away. Then I became more conscious and slowly turned around in about 6 hours' time. Why I'm saying this is, there is something here which is the source of creation. Otherwise, this cannot be throbbing. With the food that you eat, it can't become like this. There is something here which is the very source of creation. If you dip into it, you are the highest level of intelligence, you are the highest level of experience, you are the most beautiful creature on the planet. I want to see that 2025, all of you become like this. Hello? What? In the coming year, you must light up the world. How? How shall we light up the world, Sadhguru? Damn it, you must light up. You must become the source of light. What do I do? What do I do? Increase your voltage. Eat little less, do little more sadhana. Hello? Dedicate a certain amount of time for your inner well-being. Nobody can be denied this possibility. In the external world, if you want to become a champion, you want to run like Mr. Bolt, you know? You don't have the legs, you're not Caribbean either. You don't have the lungs, you don't have the training, you don't have the ability to go through the pain of the training. You want to climb Mount Everest? Very hard. You want to become the richest man on the planet? Very hard. So many things in the world, not everybody gets there because so many forces have to come together to make that happen. But to turn inward, there is nobody in the world who can stop you from turning inward. Hello? I'm asking, I'm not the brahmacharis, I'm asking the married people. Is there anybody who can stop you from turning inward? They may stop you from going to the New Year party. They can't stop you from turning inward, isn't it? Nobody has the power to do this, except you, of course. If you turn inward and dip into that source, which is the source of very creation, this will burst forth into light and joy. And you must be like this, because the best gift that you can offer to the world is that you are a most wonderful human being. Oh, came alive, came alive. The best thing that you can do to people who live with you, your family, friends, and the world around you is that you are a wonderful human being. What you can do, we'll see later. At least become a absolutely wonderful human being, blossom like a flower. If you blossom, do you have to worry about the fragrance? Fragrance will happen, it's a consequence. Don't go on asking New Year, this should happen, that should happen, no. What is it that you can… what can you make happen, what can you do? Well, in the world we don't know, because what we do in our lives is not all our doing. The world should allow us, the times in which we live should allow us, otherwise we can't do those things. But this one thing you can do, you can keep this in a wonderful way. Nobody can deny this to you. And this is the best thing that you can do for yourself and the world around you. This one thing you must do. But if you keep asking, I want this, I want that, you could end up with all kinds of disasters. This happened. A couple was married for 40 years. 40 years. And both were in their 60th year and they were married for 40 years. They were walking on the Florida beach. Then they found a metal jar. They picked it up, just for fun, they rubbed it. A genie came out. And the genie said, for having released me, I'll give both of you one wish each. The woman said, I always wanted to go to Thailand for a vacation. I want to go to Thailand. Boom, she went off. The man stood there alone and then he looked at the genie and said, I want a wife who is younger to me by 30 years. Boom, he became 90. Be careful what you're asking for. So, we are launching this miracle of mind. The idea is at least 3 billion people on the planet in the next 24 months should learn to close their eyes for 12 to 15 minutes a day, at least 7 minutes a day. Let's make this happen, because we are living in privileged times. When I say privileged times, never before any other generation on this planet had the kind of comforts, conveniences, organization of our survival in terms of food and everything else. Never before was it like this. It's only now. Unfortunately, still because of wars and famines, a certain percentage of population is left out, but all of you cannot complain, because just 100 years ago, if you want water for your home, you had to walk down to the river with 2 buckets and walk 2 kilometers to get water. Today, most young men are not fit enough to carry 2 buckets of water for 2 kilometers, all right? This is because everything is organized. If you open your tap, water comes. Every time you see tap water, you must be grateful. It's not our work. Generations of people worked and here we are with this level of comfort. Every time you go sit on the pot and press the flush, it's gone. It's not a small thing. People who don't have that just see what kind of embarrassment they go through on a daily basis. It's not a small thing. Everything is organized better than ever before. Organizing your body, mind, emotion and energy in such a way that you become a light to the world is something that you owe and something that is most important in the world today. 2025, this is your commitment, that you will make yourself into a wonderful human being. Yes, Sadhguru, by December 2025, I will be a wonderful human being. No, 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 no. No, because if you want to be a wonderful human being, it doesn't take time. To get nasty took a lot of time, isn't it? Hello? When you were a child, you were bursting and wonderful. To get nasty, it took a few years. Oh, I like this, I don't like this, I don't like this person, I hate this person, I love this person, this is not okay, that's not okay. It took a lot of time to do this misery. To be wonderful, it's right now. That no matter who is which way, who is doing what, you keep yourself the way that is ideal for you. What is ideal for you? To be joyful is ideal for you or misery is ideal for you? Choose, I'm going to bless you. To be loving is ideal for you or hateful is ideal for you? To be ecstatic is ideal for you or to be depressed is ideal for you? Then just make it happen because it's just you. Nobody else is involved here, just you. In the world, let's see to what extent the world will allow us. As I said, I will die a failure. Let's cry a little bit, hello. Because I'll die with only 25% marks. Generally, in my school, I only wrote for pass marks, so I always got 35, 36, 37, never more. I never wrote for more, I only wrote for that much. At least let me get to 35%, please. 25% is fail, isn't it? Hello? Yes, it is. So, the only way this can happen is that you burn with that fire wherever you go, naturally it happens. So, 2025, by the end of 2025, the project is not you, the project is the world. Let's make it happen. Say this very gently, okay? Brahmananda Swarupa Isha Jagadisha Akilananda Swarupa Isha Mahesha Brahmananda Swarupa Isha Jagadisha Akilananda Swarupa Isha Mahesha Brahmananda Swarupa Isha Jagadisha Akilananda